Boof. There you go.
That was easily the worst one yet. What do you mean, there you go? I don't want them. You'd say it as if I'm just sitting here waiting with a fucking grin on my face for you to do that.
Is that not how it always works? Is that not how these things always go?
Not a single time.
Not
making
a single
fucking time.
Stupid noises and you being so happy that I'm here to make them. Oh, man. This is what happens when you take a break, by the way. I save up all of my bullshit impromptu brass sections and unleash them all at once.
You're waiting for me to get back so that you can torture me.
That's exactly it.
Like you're sitting there playing them back in your head and going like, oh, that one's exceptionally terrible. I'm just gonna make sure that I remember that one. You're like doing them into your phone, like into the voice recording notes. Note to self.
Wednesday the 2nd. Needs more trombone. All right.
Poor Hargles.
I'd forgotten about the trombone mum thing.
Trombone mum.
Oh, God. Welcome to NULLSCORE, a podcast where two scuffed streamers entirely forego recording a podcast last week because we're so incredibly reliable as content creators. My name is Hamish. This is my co-host, Jim. How are you doing, man?
I get my real name this week.
You do get real name this week. I'm making an exception because we've been away for a week and the joke would not entirely make sense without consistency.
Oh, man. That's what I get for taking a break. I should take breaks more often so that I get to have my name. But I'm still going to fuck yours up every week. Just every time it's my turn.
Oh, good.
I actually have like a document on my work PC. Like with just some jokes that I came up with for intros, and I quickly like typed them down.
So
like,
you've got a notepad with like all
yeah. I've got a note. I've got like fucking text file with a bunch of shit in it.
The intro joke treasure trove. So we took a 1 week break. It was entirely unannounced. I don't think we even put anything up there. Some people might say that we were lazy and just neglected to record a podcast. They're liars and cheats, and they should be absolutely taken away and removed.
And thieves.
Exactly. Yeah. That's not at all what we were doing. We were fighting space crime. That's what happened instead. Space pirates.
We just completely forgot to record any evidence of this. So
yes, top secret.
We're too busy.
Space pirates. Very busy. Very busy. With
I don't think it was. I can't remember exactly what we said, but I think we were like, "There's not really much going on that we wanted to talk about," and rather than try and force an hour of us talking about nothing, we were just like, "Nah, fuck it, we don't."
That was the thing, and I think you were on a break at the time, which means you were a little bit out of tune.
I was completely. I have not been paying attention to anything really. Like I see the odd thing on Twitter, but I tried to just stay off.
Went on a bit of a mountain man hiatus. You sort of went and dealt with it yourself, which was I think it's good. I think it's healthy to get away from this sort of thing and come back. And boy, do we have something for you to come back to this week, because today's going to be a little bit more about I almost would say it's like a catch-up episode. Don't you think?
I suppose.
Yeah, kind of like you get everything back together and more of a relaxed vibe. But one of the things we want to talk about is this thing with Amanda Cerny that's come over the weekend. It's our latest iteration of Twitch e-beggars giving us streamers a bad rep. We're going to have a little bit of a chat about my move more into TCG card game content, and a little bit about maybe the Tarkov wipe, and we'll see where we go from there. It's a little bit of a grab bag. This episode got a little bit for everybody. So where do you want to start, my friend? what do you want to hear about first?
I mean, let's start with more of the same. I feel like we've covered nearly this, like almost the same situation. How many fucking times have we talked about a streamer doing this?
It's got to be 3 or 4 times at this point. And I'm saying that like, as in like 3 or 4 different episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been some that we just let pass. We're like, I mean, it's the same fucking thing. It's the same shit as last week. We're not even going to talk about it.
This
it starts to get old.
Yeah, the funny thing about this is it's extending to an area now where it's not a group where their primary source of income is Twitch, which is now we have Amanda Cerny. Now, for those of you
I don't know who the fuck she is.
Well, mate, I've done my research. So Amanda Cerny, and I'll tell you what, she was a Playboy model back in the day. So research is absolutely what I was doing. Now, Amanda Cerny is I think she is referred to in most articles as a model and or influencer. She was, I think she's one of the OG, she was one of the Vine crowd. I'd like to say, or maybe after Vine, she was more into the Instagram side of things. But her whole thing is these short skits, basically, where she's doing various things, and they're supposed to be ha funny, you share with all your mates, relatable content, right? Never mind the fact that this person is like a coming up on 30 model. Who has shit tons of money and a very successful social media career. So her life is entirely relatable to the
very relatable for teens.
Absolutely, very relatable for teens who probably have a part-time job but otherwise are living with their parents. Like very, very relatable content. But she belongs to this group. Look, I whether she really identifies in this particular manner or whether this is something that I'm imposing upon her is what I refer to as the hot is funny crowd. Have you ever encountered this before?
Kind of. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
So the idea is like with a lot of skits, and you see it a lot with TikTok now because TikTok is the platform for a lot of the fucking Zoomers, all right? When you're fucking 13 and you're 14 and you're the coolest shit, you're making TikToks, right? And there's these bunch of challenges which are born of insecurity where they're like, do these glow up challenges where genetically gifted rich kids will cover themselves in texture to make them look like pimply teens. And then they have this big glow up turnaround moment where, haha, it was a hot person all along. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Very, very cringe. Very, very cringe content. And I reserve that word for very specific circumstances. But she is very much part of this crowd where for a long time there were these Instagram skit videos where they were like, it would be like a prank or a dare or something, and then somehow everyone's half naked at some point. And then they're like, oh, what a surprise, shock horror. Got him. Best prank ever. Share with your mates. Which is very much in the hot is funny bracket. Right? Yeah. Now, Amanda Cerny, very much within that sort of group. You can argue about whether, she is better or worse than a lot of the other people. I think the argument's redundant. Okay.
They're all just as fucking cancerous.
Man,
they're all fucking terrible.
What's a spade? What's a shovel? All right, one's pointy, one's flat, but at the end of the day, it's still the same. It does the same thing.
Fucking job, really.
Right? I mean, obviously, there's a couple of tradies out here who are like, mate, listen, all right, spade and a shovel do different things, all right? Shovels for moving stuff, spades for digging, all right? I'm not going to hear any fucking words out of your mouth where you disrespect the monastery of the shovel. I don't know if there's a monastery for shovelers, but I mean, I'm sure there's a temple in Bunnings somewhere for people who give a fuck about that sort of thing. But the point that I'm trying to make, all right, is Amanda Cerny is part of the same crowd that you see the likes of Lele Pons coming out of, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not particularly gifted in the comedic writing sorts of things. Very gifted in the won the genetic lottery, right? Now, she does streaming as a hobby, quote unquote, diversifying her income, right? This is what you do when you're a social media personality. You make yourself available on all platforms possible. Now, she does streaming by her own admission of sorts as a hobby. Okay? It's not a focus. It's not a big professional thing. She does it as a hobby for fun because a coming up on 30 Instagram model plays video games for fun when she's shown no sign of doing so in the past. You know, maybe I'm being prejudiced. Maybe I'm saying, you know, I'm like, oh, they can't have closeted hobbies. Oh,
absolutely. No, that makes sense. How dare you be like that?
Hot people don't play video games, you fucking moron. They can.
How dare you assume that she's seen how much attention and money that Pokimane and Alinity and that make and want to try and carve out a piece of that for herself by
how dare I?
Suddenly being into video games.
How dare I?
Oh, guys, did you know?
It just blows my mind.
I've played all the Marios.
I also, it's actually just coming back to me now that I said before that she falls into the same crowd as Lele Pons. They had a big blow up years ago where it was like a whole big fucking, it was a real fight because people were like deleting Instagram posts and stealing followers. So very much in this drama sort of crowd. So controversy is not something that she's a stranger to. Okay. Now, we then turn to a clip that recently surfaced where she said words to the effect of, now I'm not quoting it directly because, again, I'm lazy and I didn't write all this shit down. But what she said was something to the effect of, come on, guys, we need to hit our goal of 500 subs if I'm going to stick to this stream schedule. We're only at 187, so I don't know what to tell you. Now, she didn't go so far as to do the classic Invader V with that condescending tone, but the point's the same, right? Effectively in a position
She still basically said, you guys need to start either subbing or gifting subs to hit 500 or else I'm not going to be streaming anymore. Oh, now, what a great loss to the Twitch community.
Exactly, right? What a great loss to the Twitch community. Now, one of the funny things that I saw in this is it takes on a slightly different flavor from what we have seen in the past, right? Now, with Bad Bunny and with Invader V, what we saw was effectively guilting her viewers into subbing, because effectively insinuating that if they didn't sub, they didn't appreciate their content or value them, right? And so the idea there is that all of your, vulnerable simps, for lack of a better term, would then throw money because they go, oh no, this internet person that doesn't know who I am will think that I don't like them if I don't throw my $5 at them.
Right? Oh, fuck, I forgot to tell you about this. Go on.
Relevant, or are we putting?
It is.
Okay.
No, it is. But
okay. So there's some bonus extras in here, but you got to hang on. We got to wait. Right? I'm not even going to timestamp it in the chapters. So people that are listening to this back, they got to listen to the whole podcast, and then you're going to listen to the whole thing. So with Invader V and with Bad Bunny, it was very much shaming her current viewers into providing money. This is a little bit different. Emphasis on a little bit different, right? Very much in the same vein, right? Which is where you are pressuring people to provide you money for... Well, actually, when you're pressuring people to provide money... In Amanda's case, this is for a discernible reason, right? And to a certain extent, I follow her logic, right? There are ways where she could have gone better about it, and I think she could genuinely have gotten away with this line of thinking, and there's a better way to approach it. Because her logic is very simple, right? What she said in her defense is, what I said is that I am not doing or not committing to a stream schedule unless I have 500 subs, which roughly equates to $2,500 US a month.
Jesus.
Right? I
Yep.
think, let me think about that. So that's 500 subs at $5 a pop. You're looking at, 2,500 a month. But if you're at
She
Twitch,
doesn't get 100% of that.
no.
She's-
So you're looking at 12, whatever, right? 1,200 a month.
Yeah, but imagine the fucking donos and like brand promotion deals and shit that she'd be getting. For
Absolutely. And at 500 subs, that's available to you, right? So it's a little bit more than that. Here's the thing. Amanda Cerny is huge on Instagram. She's not huge in person. I'm not... I can't really... Making a fat joke doesn't even make sense because she's admittedly gorgeous. She's a good-looking woman, right? 26.2 million followers on Instagram. Huge. She's also listed herself as an actress and a UN ambassador and appears to have a fitness brand of some description.
Okay.
With 600,000 followers there as well. So her whole thing, her biggest market is Instagram, right? She would earn, to put it in, in a real word value, a metric fuck ton of money through Instagram. And her logic is, if I'm going to be doing streaming on a regular basis, and she's already a very busy woman, right? Then I need to justify the time spent for the reward, right?
Yep. Well, that's no longer a hobby, is it?
That's no longer a hobby, right? And I think that's what she's trying to argue, is that with 500 subs, then that's, that justifies her sticking to a stream schedule because the time benefit value to her is much better. That ratio is much better. And I understand that. Right? I follow that logic and I think that is sound and I think that is a very good thing to do, right? To cost your time.
What you've just said, the clip that we've seen is presented like it's just by itself. It's out of context of whatever happened before or after.
Exactly.
So people might have been asking her like, are you going to do this more often? Are you going to stick to some schedule? And she's saying, well, no, because it's not worth my time. My time is worth X amount of money to me. And 100 and whatever subs just falls short of that.
Exactly. And I think in this scenario, right, as much as I would ordinarily be jumping on the bandwagon and saying, hey, what an idiot, fuck you, she has a point, right? And her point...
but she still phrased it in a really shitty way.
Oh, she phrased it in an absolutely garbage way. There are 1,000 ways you could have phrased that better, right? But... in this circumstance, I follow the logic and the logic is sound. It's not like Invader V, where Invader V has said, I can't afford to sub is not a valid excuse, right? And then you've got the Destiny defense, which says the vast majority of people that are watching Twitch have $5 to spare. The average Twitch viewer has that, so that excuse doesn't make sense. So Invader V makes a lot of sense, right? That's stupid. What Invader V is doing is guilting people to give up her money, right?
Well, also maybe, that's probably right. Yeah, maybe most people do have like $5 to throw away, but that doesn't mean that they are going to give you that $5. There might be another streamer that they enjoy more. That's
correct. And one of the main criticisms that I had of Invader V was if you want people to sub, you need to offer them value, right? And this is where I'm also giving Amanda Cerny a fair bit more slack here, because Amanda Cerny's argument was, hey, we need 500 subs, right? Because then I'm sticking to a stream schedule. Then I am providing more content for you guys on a regular basis. Yeah? So... did she phrase it in a horrible, horrible manner? Yes. Do I think that she is... do I think that this is an ethically or morally defensible position? I think so. I think for Amanda's case... I know when
it's not exactly begging for subs, is it? It's not begging for subs.
No, I think she's kind of been... I think she's been cornered a little bit there. I think people are saying, this is classic Twitch e-beggar behavior. No. I think you have to consider it from the perspective that Amanda already has an incredible platform that makes a shit ton of money entirely devoid of Twitch streaming, right? If you want to make the argument that, somebody from some other platform, has no business coming into Twitch and pretending to be a good fucking streamer on Twitch, anyone can stream on Twitch, all right? if you're a neckbeard on Centrelink and you want to stream from your basement and think that you are ever so more entitled to stream video game content than somebody who's been working their ass off for years, I think you're a little bit deluded, right? Is it like the argument that maybe it's just a cash grab and she's coming in and just doing it to make money? I mean, yeah, maybe. But if that's what people want, then that's what people want, right? I think she's been a little bit hard done by in this circumstance.
Look, the fact that she made that comment saying that this needs to be worth my time, straight away, yes, she is doing it to make money. Of course she is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she's doing. It's not a hobby anymore.
No, she's running her stream like a business. Fine. Yeah.
But then she shouldn't also be saying it's a hobby. Because if it's just a hobby, then don't stick to a stream schedule. Do it in your off time. Yeah,
but that's kind of her point. Is it's a hobby now, but then if she wants to up it to something more professional, then 500 subs is where she's set the bracket.
Did she say that though, or did she just say I'm not going to stick to a schedule unless I have at least 500 subs?
I think that's I think it's phrasing, but I think you
need a longer clip of what happened. Yeah.
You'd need to have a look at it, I think. But I get it. I understand.
I'm not ever going to watch her content, so I don't give a fuck. I'm not ever going to sub to her, so it's not something that I would look at. I just saw that clip. I was like, yeah, like that's kind of bad, but also not like not really. It doesn't really fucking matter. If you really want to go and stare at a fucking body, go to Instagram or wherever. She's probably got fucking heaps of pictures or videos
I'm
and
sure.
shit up.
Well, and like I said, she was a playmate years ago. I think like 7-8 years ago.
So I'm saying. All right. So one of the things you said was a fitness brand, yeah.
Well, she's got a fitness brand. Right. She's got her own personal Instagram. So I mean, you can dig through the 2,000 odd photos that she's got there, but.
How do you know how many? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well, what I'm saying is she doesn't need to make the ordinary transition from hot is funny Twitch over to OnlyFans because she's already done that beforehand.
All right then.
Yeah. So she's 1 step, 3 steps, 7 steps ahead of the game. You know.
What I want to know is who are the people. How surely a video game content can't be that entertaining. I'd rather give fucking Timmy Tenders money than her. I'd rather go watch Tim the Tapman. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tim the Tapman. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's just whatever you're into, you know. If you like.
But he's actually fucking entertaining. If I want to see some fucking titties, that's everywhere on the internet. But it's everywhere. You can find that easily.
But I mean, here's the thing. That content is not it's not any more or less valuable as a result of your opinion. Like the market dictates that. Is it any more or less admirable? I think that Tim the Tapman's content from a comedic perspective is objectively better, right? The subjective value of something, so whether there's a market for people to fucking go and buy up on that shit and donate and sub, that's another question entirely. Like, I look at comedians, right? And I think that, comedians like Bo Burnham was awesome. His stuff is incredibly intelligent, very smartly written. Louis C.K. before his fall from grace was very well respected. And then there are other comedians that are just, loud as funny. And then there was the Carlos Mencia shit from back in the day that Joe Rogan called him out on. Did you ever hear about that?
No.
There was this guy called Mencia, and he was basically like stealing jokes. And a lot of the people in the comedy world were, they knew about it, but they didn't talk about it, right? It was very much a Weinstein situation where kind of everybody but nobody knows it's going on. And then Joe Rogan got on stage and just called him out. Like at one of his shows, he was literally like, "Hey man, you're a joke stealing thief. I fucking hate you." Like on stage at a comedy club. And that's how Joe Rogan kind of came up to power. And that's why he's genuinely well respected, because he's built an image of being somebody that's not afraid to say what he needs to say. And part of that is lent, back towards his MMA career, right? Like the idea that he could literally, defend himself if somebody got angry or whatever.
Well, he never fought. I'm pretty sure he's only a commentator. He never fought.
I don't think he's ever fought, but if you watch him train, like he's got some, he's good.
Yeah.
He's in form. And people say that gives him the confidence to be able to do what he does, right? And that's why you have that sort of, I think that there's a level of respect there objectively as far as like the quality of his content is concerned. I mean, nowadays, Joe Rogan's just another excuse for Wikipedia for bored uni students to research a topic because that's all they listen to. But there's a certain level of, I think, it's not about the value, because the value of the content can be like very high, even if it's just trash content. It's about, I think, the quality of the work put in. Does that? I don't know. I'm trying to differentiate there. Like trash content, like reaction content right now is low effort content.
Yeah.
Very low effort content. You're effectively providing, or you're building upon the work of others. Yeah? The base is already there for you. Do I think that there's no room for good reactions? No, I think that there are people that genuinely, you have to really play it up. I think you have to amplify a lot of the emotions that you're feeling or outwardly express them. I think there's
jokes have to be good.
That's it.
If your jokes have to be really good if you're going to be doing that. Otherwise, if you're just pulling faces and screaming at it, then you're not really
exactly. Yeah,
doing anything.
I think there's a range there. I don't think I can just lump all reaction content into one big bucket and say it's garbage. But will I give reaction content the same kind of props that I would give, say, Internet Historian's videos? Absolutely not. Internet Historian, in my opinion, is one of the best YouTubers out there, hands down. He's absolutely fantastic. His videos are an event when they happen. I honestly, I would put Internet Historian's videos...
They don't come out very often, so yeah.
Well, they don't, but I'd put them in the same bracket as content cops. Back in the day, whenever a content cop came out, that was like Christmas, And I think they have a little bit more respect, in my opinion. Look, I'm rambling. The point is, Amanda Cerny doesn't need Twitch. She doesn't need Twitch.
No.
And if it's going to be worth her time, all right, and her time's worth a lot of fucking money because she's made a lot of money over the years out of being hot, right? Then there's a certain threshold you have to achieve. Could she have said it better? Yes. Is she correct? I think also yes.
Yeah, but she could have explained that. I don't know. Would it have made any difference? I feel like people still would have been like, oh, look what she said.
I don't think it would have made a difference.
She said we have to pay her for her time. It's like, okay. And
I don't think it would have made a difference. I think you'd still have the train wrecks effect. I think
someone would have isolated one little section of what she said and then clipped that only.
Yeah. The irony that these Squad W boys are probably the same people that are clipping every time a streamer goes to pick something up from the floor of their bedroom is not lost on me either.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can watch what you want and I'm going to respect the hustle, but I don't think she deserves the same kind of lambasting that Invader V has gotten. Invader V's was just horrible. Like, so tone deaf in terms of
For me, it's just depressing seeing the amount of simps that play into it, man. It's just fucking like...
Look,
I don't
market.
hate them. I just feel bad for them. Like, guys, you're fucking wasting your money so bad. Like, you could be using that money for so many better things. Like, you could be improving yourself instead of just throwing money at someone who does not and never will give a fuck about you.
Which, by the way, is very much a do what I say and not what I do kind of situation, because God knows I could be doing push-ups when I'm not on stream, but I'm just not doing it. The other thing that I found out that was quite interesting, I had somebody bring this up to me, a member of my chat, was that the Invader V thing was there was actually another layer to it, which I hadn't really considered and I hadn't brought up on the podcast. And I'll touch on it briefly because I don't know a huge amount about it, and we're coming up to the point where we usually do a sponsor read. But
for a sponsor we don't have.
Yeah, for a sponsor we don't have. Exactly. We're going to carve out time for it. Yeah. And it's a form of financial domination. Were you aware of this?
No, but I think I know where you're going, and it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, so Invader V-Stream for a long time has been suspected of being a situation where people will go for what is loosely referred to, I'm unsure as to the correct lingo for that particular group of people, because to be completely honest, I didn't want to look too far into it. But
you might see something you like.
Yeah, so it's might see something.
Why did you say
No, look, man, look, dude. The problem is, like, all the people that are in there are in like decent paying jobs, and they're lonely white people. All right. I'm one unclean bathroom or a towel left on the floor somewhere and red dumping my ass from being put in that category. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So this group of people, much in the same way that there is a group of people that get off on the idea of being humiliated or disgraced, they like to put themselves in financial strife, basically. And they get off on that.
What can you get out of that, though?
I don't know. It's the same reaction I have when people are like, "Hey, man, would you like me to hit you with this paddle so that you can have a hard on?" And I'm like,
I really want to get my fucking balls stomped by stilettos.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah. Punch me in the face, but it's a financial form of that. So people will sacrifice their financial security and be in that sort of stress to get a kick out of that. It's like that dude who was like, "Oh, my rent's 2 months overdue, but I got to donate Pokey Squad,"
Okay, so you need to stop there for a sec, because that's exactly what I was talking about earlier when I interrupted you.
Ooh.
Go check general discussion.
Okay, general discussion.
NULLSCORE general discussion.
Righto. Whilst
Open
I'm doing
that picture.
General discussion. Open this picture.
I'm going to read what this guy said.
Oh, fuck
and then
me.
you read the second part, and then I'll read his response to it. All right?
Can we just talk about the fact that in this photo, just for
let's
a second,
not roast him.
Well, I mean, okay, so he clearly doesn't take an excellent photo, right? but
neither do I.
Well, I mean, look, I'm in the same category. Okay, I understand. I'm a little bit camera shy myself. But
fuck off, dude. Some of your selfies are like, they look like they're fucking professionally taken. Just the fucking eyes like half closed, like, yeah, and the fucking hair's always done. I just look homeless in every, like, fucking, what did I say on stream? The exhausted meth head. I just look fucked, like, always. I can't ever take like a normal good picture. This has caused so many problems with like girlfriends and shit. And they're like, can you just take a nice picture? I'm like, I'm trying. Please believe that I'm trying.
I was not ready for that reaction. I was just like, yeah, I'm a bit camera shy. And you're like, fuck off.
You post so many fucking selfies. Streams live, gang, and you're either like pulling a shit face on purpose, or you're just sitting there looking like you're fucking posing for like you're modeling the shirt that you're wearing, and that's going to end up in a fucking Rivers ad or something. Like,
I'm a Rivers model. I'm very comfortable sandals. That's what I'm.
You look like
marketing.
You look just young enough to be appealing, but also you look like a dad.
Oh God! Don't tell Red that. Holy moly!
I mean, if she watches these still, she's gonna see it. So
she might. Point that I'm getting at is just over.
This guy's never gonna be a Rivers ad.
Yeah, he's not gonna be a Rivers ad. He's
not gonna be a Rivers fucking model.
But just the guy over his left shoulder is like boring lasers into the back of his eyes.
Yeah. Which one? Oh, the Indian guy with the mustache.
His left, our right. The Indian looking bloke.
Yeah, I see.
Maybe.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
He's so mad. What?
Yeah, he's not happy with that. He's waiting for his turn.
Yeah.
He's waiting for his turn to hover hand.
Unbelievable, right? And Pokey has clearly practiced that smile. as well.
No, dude. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes.
Oh, she's in
She's
pain.
uncomfortable.
She's
uncomfortable
in
as
pain.
fuck.
Yeah, but the smile is there. That's what I'm saying. She's practiced the smile. Anyway,
It's the same smile though in every fucking picture of her. So
yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm ready. I'm ready. Hit me with the commentary.
all right, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm as best I can.
I'm kind of short on savings, but I'll defo get 500 to drop this week. LMAO. Hope she sees this and knows I love and miss her.
Ah!
God.
Jesus.
So old mate's response.
Sorry, only 500. I hope she sees this and knows I love and miss her.
I hope this is fake. I hope this is fake.
I mean, you look like a Jeff.
Look like that.
Jeff, I'm going to call him Jeff. Jeff, you look like a good kid. All right, or a bloke. You could be older than I am. You could be my age. All right, I'm not gonna take that away from you.
It was a scary thought for you.
She doesn't know who the fuck you are.
She does not remember your name.
She not only does she not know who the fuck you are, and I'm not going to say that she doesn't care, because she absolutely does care. All right, she'll keep an eye on you to make sure that she can maintain 2 to 3 meters distance if necessary. Right? But come on, buddy. She doesn't care. She doesn't care.
Okay, so you got to finish reading the line so that I can.
Oh wait, there's
respond
more.
To you. No. So the second bit, the only 500.
Only 500. Pathetic. Get your bread up. Oh my god.
I got evicted because I was 4 months behind on rent. So yeah, I don't know. I'll see if I can sleep behind a Starbucks so I can use the free Wi-Fi and donate the rest of my money. This was the guy that you were talking about.
This is the dude from the Twitter post.
This is the guy.
What?
I wonder if it's really him though. I wonder if it's just someone's like fucking around and.
All right. Hang on. As much as I want to be the dude that goes, holy shit, it's the guy. And to be fair, it could be the guy. I wonder if this is like a Poe. I wonder if this is a joke. Because I don't know. I refuse to believe that someone would legitimately say that they'll sleep behind a Starbucks so they can use the free Wi-Fi and donate the rest of their money.
Like in the back of the car or something, maybe.
Maybe, but I refuse to believe that that's what a rational person... Okay, hang on, wait a minute. I'm assuming that this person thinks ordinarily and they don't even document.
Rational. Have a look at the picture. There's 4 guys there in that picture. Have a look at them all. And tell me that they're rational human beings.
I mean, I've done stupid shit for women before.
I've done stupid stuff, but not like...
This is an extension of that, I suppose. I mean, we were all 16 once.
None of those guys are 16.
Well,
they all look like adults.
The point is, I think that they're still 16. If that makes sense.
The fucking brown guy has a mustache that'll make Freddie Mercury jealous, dude. Look at it. He's not a fucking 16-year-old. That's a grown man.
He could really sweep the ladies off their feet with that broom. That's he's already
grab him by the legs and fucking push him along the floor, mate.
He looks like he's about to assassinate old mate Jeff.
Fuck.
Oh, good lord.
He's about to challenge him to a fucking dance-off.
Oh, bloody hell.
And for some reason, everyone else in the crowd behind him just knows the same dance. It's all choreographed.
You're making a Bollywood joke? Is that what
yes,
this is?
I am.
Oh, boy.
Right,
shout out to our lovely Indian blokes. Love them the bits.
Shout out to random brown guy in the back of that picture.
Exactly.
I fucking love your stash, man. I'm jealous.
It's a good stash. Let's talk a little bit about the sponsor not sponsored.
Do you want a coffee that'll make you disappear for 3 weeks and stress out your friends?
Mate, I swear to fucking God. The amount of messages I received.
What about me doing that?
Just like, is Titan dead? And I'm like, he's fine.
He might be.
Do you want a coffee that'll give you the discipline to do your own damn promo for your own damn podcast?
Man, I fucking wish. I need that, actually. I need that coffee.
We really need that coffee. We need to post.
Do you want a coffee that'll let you complete stir up in a single raid?
That's the achievement in Tarkov, yeah? Where it's like kill PMCs with pistols or something like
Pistols,
that? Yeah, that's a bitch. That's a bitch. Do you want a coffee that'll let you gain 500 subs in a random stream just because you asked?
Yes. Please?
Yeah, please. Well, Killer Coffee won't do that, but it is a great cup of coffee. I've actually gone through my entire first bag, so I need to order another one.
I'm almost out of the black beans.
The industrial stuff?
No. So the industrial is the brown bag. I still have some
that's
of
right.
those.
This is darker side?
Darker side, yeah. So I haven't even been drinking it that much. What actually happened was, I'm allowed to say her name now. She doesn't care anymore. Sinead has drank almost that entire bag.
Sinead is Helga.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yes. Okay. So for those of you that follow Titan Stream, you'll know what that means. For those of you that don't know what that means, look, man, I don't blame you. But go on.
Yeah, she's drank nearly the whole fucking lot, man. Like
Holy! So she's just drinking your coffee. I think you might be being used for your caffeine, mate.
Yeah, maybe.
That's clearly all she's after.
Well, look. See, do you want a coffee that'll attract hot Irish chicks? Killer Coffee might actually do that for you.
You might actually do that. Yeah. Do you want a caffeine content so strong that you're just gonna hoard European babes? That's it's just gonna be an instant inevitable reaction. That's it.
Oh fuck!
God damn.
I don't know, man. Darker Side's really good, but yeah, I don't have much of it left now. I think I'm gonna stick with the industrial anyway. Just prefer the flavor a little bit. Like Darker Side's good, but fucking hell. I have one cup of that, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, yeah, I can't have any more. I like to have a couple of cups. I don't know. It's probably just a habit.
Just because you enjoy the flavor, yeah.
Yeah. I just like to be able to drink the coffee and be okay, but I can't do that with Darker Side. I have one, and like I have to stop for a while. I cannot have.
That's
it.
You're ready to fight everything at the same time forever.
I'm fucking ready to do stir up, all right.
So maybe it does help you out.
Yeah, I guess.
But we'll switch gears. We'll talk a little bit more about games. I have been playing a lot of a particular game on stream. It is a trading card game, a digital trading card game called Legends of Runeterra. And when we started up the podcast, you wanted to ask me, what's the go? What's happening?
No, I wanted to ask you, like, why the fuck? Like, how can you go from? I suppose maybe you were getting stressed out at Tarkov, but how can you go from something that tense to something like, I don't know? To me, card games are like, I don't give a fuck if I win or lose. I don't care. I did play a bit of Hearthstone.
Yeah.
An old roommate I used to have got me into it, and I played it on and off for a while. But I just never got that. Like, I never got that care if I win or lose, or like, how can I win this? I just never gave a shit.
It's difficult to get invested in it.
Yes, for me, I did not care at all. Probably because I didn't buy card packs or anything like that, so I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Well,
there's nothing. I'm not going to lose anything.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, financial investment's different from a game that creates a loop that is engaging. Like that's
yes,
what you're
but
asking.
Also I think if you're more financially invested in a game, you're more likely to stay. Like, I think for a lot of people at least, they're like, well, I've spent money on this, so I have to like find a way to enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're quite literally invested. Yeah. But I mean, look, I think it's a different kind of kick that I get out of playing a game like that. So in Tarkov, it's very much the feeling of triumph, or frankly, in my case, relief, in being able to extract and get out with a bunch of loot.
Relief.
And be able to continue on with your gear. A trading card game, I think, is a different sort of satisfaction, because in most scenarios, when both players are good, it's not about who makes better plays right up until the tippy top. More often than not, it's about who makes less mistakes in a game like that. And you are rewarded for knowledge of the game in a trading card game far more than I think in most other formats. One of the things that I'll do on stream that's very rewarding for me is, and to be fair, for those of you that also play trading card games like Hearthstone, for instance, my streams are almost purely meme decks, right? I will play an assortment of cards and play it against my opponent in a way that is not optimal, right? But is designed for, shock value or flashy moves or, whatever, right? It's not designed to be as efficient as some of the other decks out there. They're the meta, right? Like, it's the equivalent of me putting a 6x scope on a Toz in Tarkov, right? Like, that's my bread and butter, right? And the thing that I get a huge kick out of is, and it's very evil and very narcissistic, is just crushing somebody that is trying really hard to rank up. The kick that I get out of it is knowing that there is some other bloke on the other end of that screen that's just obliterated part of his desk because my deck put his deck in the ground.
There's a hole in it.
That's it. And it's. I think it's a little bit of a sadistic pleasure in it. I enjoy frustrating people in that manner, but it's also, I think you get a huge kick out of being able to recognize and read some of the moves that you might see a turn or two turns ahead. It rewards you for playing smart, or in my case, you can actually be rewarded for playing so stupid that it's smart again, which is another way to do it. It's also, like you said, like there's a sort of lack of consequences, and so sometimes it can feel a little bit hollow, like you don't really care because you can just queue up for the next game and go again. I think that provides for me, as a streamer, a much more relaxed experience. Because there's less situations where I'm feeling super down on myself and it's difficult to interact with chat. Because one of the biggest issues you can have as a streamer is you can kind of get into a funk. Like if you're having a bad night and you just get shit on, like game after game or raid after raid, sometimes it can be difficult to get the energy together and, to gather up your humor and talk to chat and be like, hey, haha, look at this dude, memes. A card game gives you a little bit more freedom. I think because there's less consequences, I'm constantly kind of just talking to chat and being like, hey dudes, look at this, check out this meme. Like it's a much more relaxed experience. Check out this meme. It's literally half of my streams is just look at this dumb shit that I've managed to make work. It's also just rewarding because I'm good at it.
I don't know. I think once you're there's room for that in Tarkov. Once you're above say 10, 15 mil, you can afford to run like a few dumb kits a night, like just stupid shit.
Yeah.
Just to be an idiot. Like I've been doing it on and off. I did it before the break in. I kind of did it last night as well. I just ran an SA-58 with a bunch of fucking drum mags and went full loud, like no suppressor, just blast mitigation.
Just loud and proud. Jesus.
Yeah, and just fucking full autoed everything.
I was about to say, with a drum mag and an SA-58, I mean, it's going to be difficult to hit shit, but it doesn't matter if you hold the trigger down.
Once your recoil control skills up a little bit, it's actually not so bad.
Oh, wow.
Early on, it's a bit rough, but yeah, once you get that up a bit, it's okay.
So you're just incredibly obnoxious.
It's just really loud and yeah, it was
So maybe it's the same appeal. It's just wrapped up in two entirely different packages.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. Card games to me just seem like it's the same as like watching people play chess. For me, I think like
I can't watch chess. I'm with you on that. Chess is difficult to watch.
Well, that's where it's like that's what I'm saying. Like it's the same kind of not so much boring to me, but it's
I think
difficult to put into words. I think for me.
It's also interesting in that it comes from, I think, a place where people in a card game tend to be concerned with making correct plays more than shooter guys do. I think shooter guys, there's a great respect for practice that's put in, and being able to run a raid and having great aim. Right? There's a great respect that you watch someone like Red Ops, you can plainly see that that's a dude that's been playing shooters for years. Right? Like he just knows what he's doing. His movements are clean. The difference with a card game is card games generally have a correct play, right? And it's not so much based upon skill, I think, so much as it's based upon knowledge. And so it's easily replicable on paper, right? In practice, it's far more difficult than this. But technically, you can learn everything that you would need to know about a trading card game and making certain plays with a deck from YouTube videos. You can't do that with a shooter. Like the mechanics in a trading card game is literally just moving cards. Unless you fuck up horribly and play the wrong card, which is some serious misclicking, right?
I think a lot of important stuff, since Tarkov's what we're talking about, a lot of important stuff you can learn from videos, because a lot of the important stuff in Tarkov isn't really shooting and like aiming. It's
there's map
how
knowledge,
you kit out a weapon, and it's map knowledge, how you kit out a weapon and what ammo you're running, and like that can make a huge difference to your success rather than just how well you aim. I mean, yeah, you have to be able to aim at the thing you want to shoot and hit it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if you're shooting at someone who's wearing a fucking Alton and you've got shit ammo in a fucking AK or something, like PS ammo. You can shoot him in the head as many times as you like, and he's probably just going to laugh at you and just wait for you to empty your mag, and then he's going to spray you down.
Yeah, I think
it's
I
get what you're saying. For games like Quake, maybe you can there's only so much that YouTube is going to be able to tell you that's going to be useful, and beyond that, you're just going to have to learn to be quick. Learn where everything is on a map. Learn where all the weapon, armor, and health spawns are.
Yeah, but then you just got to build muscle memory. Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Faster with your movement and aiming, and there's no YouTube videos can't really train you on that.
I mean, it also helps that I'm just good at it. Like I enjoy it because I'm good. In Tarkov, I think I was probably somewhere at middling to average whenever I'd play Tarkov. I'm in Masters Division when I play Legends of Runeterra. So I'm in the top 2,500 people in the North American Shard. So the top 2,500 people that play that game in NA, as opposed to EU and Asia, and I think now Southeast Asia, all have different regions. I'm in there.
Yep.
So assuming it's split everywhere, I'm in the top 10,000 people that play that game.
Running meme decks half the time as well.
Yeah. That's it. Like the funny thing is, when you run a meme deck, the greatest advantage is they don't know how to play around it. Like that's one of the core skills.
Because they don't know what the fuck
That's exactly. They don't know what the fuck's going on. So you have a huge advantage in that, because you've basically cut out half of their game plan. My most recent thing that I've loved doing is playing a steel deck. So I just take their shit and use it against them, right? That's my that's my new favorite thing to do, right? That's
a nice card. I'll take it.
Yeah. And here's the thing, right? Like, well, without getting too technical, right? There are different regions that do different things, right? So there are certain regions that will do direct damage to your health. There are certain regions that play big minions. There are certain regions that have a lot of spells, right? Your opponent generally will play in a manner that leaves them less open to the regions that you have, right? So if they know that you've got lots of minions, they're going to make sure that they keep clearing your board so that they don't get overwhelmed, right?
Yep.
Players aren't used to seeing two regions on the other side of the board and then realizing, oh, wait, he's actually taking my shit. Now I've got to play around 4 regions, potentially. Because not only do I have to play against this guy, I have to play against my own deck, potentially. Yeah. The amount of times where I've gotten away with really greedy plays because they just fail to make the leap to consider that I'm playing their cards as well is astronomical. Like in a deck, you generally have a few cards, like 6 to 9 cards that will form, or you have a game plan that forms your win condition, right? I've stolen win conditions from other decks. So I've literally taken it out of their deck so they can't use it, and I've used it to beat them. It's awesome. It's great. And I know, when I'm playing, Legends of Runeterra, and, a little bit of lingo here, but when I steal a Commander Ledros and then I use Atrocity on it, the same guy that was going to do, that same thing to me, I know he slammed his desk. I know in my heart of hearts that he just went, bam! He put a fist down and he goes, this is bullshit. This always happens to me. And that feels so damn good.
His neighbors heard him screaming, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. His Logitech G500 moved 6 houses down. That's as the great Red Ops.
Oh, we're stealing Red Ops' jokes.
We are stealing Red Ops' jokes. Absolutely. Shout out to, by the way, look at us. Yeah, look at us being bloody soothsayers, getting them before they get famous. What a legend.
I knew he was getting close.
Very good to see.
I knew that he was almost there.
Very good to see. Grats to our boy Red Ops. What such a cool dude as well. When we had him on, he was such a really cool, down to earth bloke. It's good to see him getting some success out of this.
I mean, he's made partner, dude. Like he's on his way up. He'll only go up from there.
And he had a stupid amount of subs recently, didn't he?
That was before he was partnered. I think he was. I was in his chat a couple times, and he was just getting sub bombed. Like, got a raid. He had a sub bomb. I think someone gifted a whole bunch of subs, and then he got raided. And the dude he got raided by was just fucking throwing subs out all over the place as well. And someone else from their chat, I think, started doing the same thing. So he was just, his sub alert was just constantly going off. He couldn't really play the game for a couple of minutes.
There you go. So he posted it on Twitter on May 4th. So Star Wars Day, he got the Twitch partner. He's been posting pretty consistently to YouTube as well. But where is, he talks about, he had like some big post about subs, 900 subs. So he got close to 6,000 followers and he hit 900 subs last night. We're talking AUD at half the sub, 50%. So if you're still on affiliate rate, I think partners still get the 50%. I think when you're a high range partner, you get to keep like 66% or like 70%.
I think they negotiate deals, I think, depending, like it's individual.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they get 350 on the 5 when you're like a high end partner like Asmongold. But even if he's just at the base 50-50 split at 900 subs, he's looking at what, $450? No, excuse me. What the fuck? That's not how maths works. He's looking at 2,200.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, let me just I'll just calculate.
I mean, by the time if that's a month and you break it down by weeks, it's
$2,250.
Yeah,
AUD.
So it's
that's Australian. No, that's US.
Australian.
So if I say, well, let's say that it's $10 a sub. Yeah, $10 Australian, and then we divide.
It's like 9.
Is it 9?
It's like 9.
All right. Well, let's go with 9, and then we divide that by.
Why are we even doing?
I don't know.
Why are we doing
That's
this?
$4 grand. $4 grand. Not to out him, but I mean, look, the numbers are there. Anyone could do the math. So, I mean, look, $4 grand a month is still, a decent hospitality job. Like it's
$1,000 a week for streaming.
But $1,000 for a week for streaming, amazing. Very, very.
It's really good.
And don't get me wrong, he works a fuckload. Like if you look
he streams a lot for that, man.
That's the thing. And this is also, I mean, I'm circling back to this Amanda Cerny thing. The time cost for streaming is not particularly great. Like you really have to enjoy the job, I think, to get value at it on face value, right? Because the time that you put into streaming for monetary reward is nowhere near as good as some other professional industries. Do you get to play video games for a living? And if that's what you really love doing, is that a great way to live your life? Abso-fucking-lutely, right? But you have to remember, it's a lot of hard work for usually not a huge monetary gain. Unless you're right at the tippy top.
he's doing the whole fucking thing properly. So he's active on Twitter quite a bit. He's active in his Discord. He sorts out his fucking YouTube videos. All the other bullshit like that you're supposed to do off stream. He
does that.
He's right into all that as well. Like he does all the background work as well. So if he does a fucking 9+ hour stream, there's another 2 to 3 hours maybe outside of that every day, possibly, that he spends doing all the other shit. There's another, maybe say just he only does an hour and a half every day. That's still on top of his stream, and it still all ties back into that stream.
That's
so
12, 13 hour days.
Yeah.
Every day.
For $1,000 a week.
Not much.
No, it isn't. But I mean, that's only at the beginning. If he can maintain that, that has potential to grow. Yeah, exactly. It'll return so much greater than
look,
it is right now.
It's not what I'm doing is I'm not trying to shit on streaming as a career, right? But what I'm trying to say is that I think people forget that when all these streamers are saying, "Oh, it's so hard work being a content creator. It's so much hard work." A lot of people kind of go, yeah, you have to edit videos and stuff. But I think a lot of people forget that really early on, unless you get lucky, you're working like the way that Red Ops is working, you're doing 13-hour, 14-hour days every day for like 2-3 years before it finally starts to, kick back and your money and your time, the value for your time matches up.
Well, that's if it does it all.
If it does it all, yeah, and that's part of it. Is part of it is just having the willpower and just the willpower to power through that shitty stage, and hope that you come out the other side, basically. And that's not me saying like, oh man, I stream, I deserve all the sympathy, blah blah blah. No, it's me saying that when people talk about it being difficult, that's what they're talking about. They're talking.
I mean, the other part of that is that's kind of. I feel like that feeds into people's entitlement in some cases. They think that if they put in, 10 to 13 hour, whatever you said, days, and do all the YouTube shit and plaster themselves all over fucking Twitter and Instagram, wherever else, that people will just come.
No,
people won't just come and watch you. But for no fucking reason. If you're not giving them something like a good reason to come watch you, if you're not entertaining, they're not going to. You're just wasting your 10 to 13 hours a day.
That's the thing, and I think it's the difference between and I try not to be conceited when I say this, but it's the difference I think between thinking like an employee and a business owner in a way. When you're an employee, somebody pays you to do a job, and you do the job, and you get paid. Right, so you're quite literally earning money. But when you're a business owner, it's a little bit different. Yes, you're providing a service. Let's say that you run a bloody a skip delivery business, right? You drop the bins off and you get paid, yeah. But you still have to, keep an idea of the fact that sometimes people don't need bins. Right? Sometimes if people need bins, they may not know who you are, right? They don't know where to get you. Maybe your bins are too far away. Maybe your bins take too long to get to them, right? So you have to manage all of these things, and you have to come to terms with the fact that you don't earn any of your money. I mean, you do work and you get your money back. I mean, well, excuse me, that's the wrong way to phrase it, but the money is only... there's no guarantee it's going to be there, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you're not entitled. You're not entitled to a regular paycheck just because you've started up a business delivering bins, right? You're profiting off of people needing bins. If people don't need bins, you no longer profit. That's it. If you're providing entertainment, you're at the perspective that people would like to consume the entertainment that you are producing.
Well, that's also what I was saying. Some people assume that just by them streaming, they're providing entertainment. I saw, it was about a year and a half ago. I'm not going to give any names or anything, obviously, but this guy was streaming every day for about who's doing about like 11 to 12 hours a fucking day. Like, that's a long time to stream every day.
Long
and he was
streams.
complaining. He was having a whinge in a Discord, and he also put almost the same thing on Twitter. I saw it, saying how Twitch needs to provide more visibility and support for small streamers because he's been streaming X amount of hours and he's getting like no views, like 2-3 views. And I just remember reading it all thinking like, what are you doing for those 12 hours? Because people are filtering in and out. That's what's happening.
Yeah, there's no way that you stream for 12 hours and people don't notice what you're doing.
Yeah. So you need to look at your content, not attack Twitch for not forcing people to watch you.
That's
and
it.
offering to give you whatever for you sitting there for 12 hours. Because if you're just sitting there fucking playing games and not talking to anyone and there's nothing going on, there's no music, there's, nothing interesting happening.
Unless you're excellent at that game, no one gives a fuck.
Or if you're fucking just memeing, just fucking around, man, and having a laugh. If you're just sitting there playing a game, straight-faced, providing nothing... Like, if you're sitting there just doing that, people can do that themselves. People could probably have a better time sitting there playing that game themselves, doing the exact same fucking
Or
thing.
they can just walk next door where their mate's doing it, and then they can fucking hang out with them next to
Or one of the fucking however many thousand other streamers are doing the exact same thing and thinking that people will just drop in and make their stream interesting for them.
Yeah.
You are there to create entertainment for other people. Or if you're happy with 2 or 3 people, you just want to play a game casually and talk to whoever the fuck comes in, then do that. But don't complain.
Yeah.
Don't complain that people aren't enthralled by your, blank expression.
Yeah.
While you fucking fumble your way through Far Cry 5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There are very limited scenarios where I think that you can legitimately complain about the environment you're in. Do I think Twitch Discovery needs work? Yeah, I do. Do I think that Twitch Discovery is the reason why, my stream, isn't blowing up after spending 15 months streaming? No. I think it's because I don't spend a huge amount of time streaming and I don't do all of the things that I need to do on other social medias. I'm not posting and doing the rest of the stuff. More often than not, if you make a appraisal of what you are doing and you ask yourself, can I do more to achieve the result that you want? The answer is almost always yes. And I think that people need to realize that before they start complaining about this sort of shit. Which is why, whenever you see me on stream talk about that sort of thing, I always open with, I don't like talking about this because it's a weird flex. Because it kind of is, right? Like, I'm lucky to be in a position where 10, 15 people want to watch me, Let's have a look at the NULLSCORE channel because we got to read some comments.
Yeah, we're at what fucking... We're over an hour. I know that.
Yeah, let's have a look. Eyehole Man. Dude, I love Eyehole Man. He's great. Shout out to Eyehole Man. When I was looking to buy my first car, someone advertised on Gumtree 2 front halves of a car welded together. What the fuck? They cat-dogged a car. Good luck on your break, Jim. This COVID thing will be over soon. We can all go back to normal. Keep up the great content, guys. Finding time to edit is a hard one, let alone stream. Love this podcast. Yeah, fucking love you, Eyehole Man. What a dude. What a good bloke. He drops into the stream occasionally and he like...
2 halves.
And he like... Fuck. And he... I can't get over that, by the way. They cat-dogged a car.
That's so good.
Do you reckon it was like half Civic, half Commodore, or you reckon they picked 2 of the same car?
How could you? They're not the same width. It'd have to be like... Oh, how would that work?
If you,
like a fucking funnel piece in the middle to like flare it out?
The fact that the width of a chassis is going to stop a man who's willing to weld 2 front halves of cars together... You're sorely mistaken.
How would it... I guess it makes sense that you'd have the front half of a rear-wheel drive car and the front half of a front-wheel drive car, because that way it only goes one direction. You don't have to worry about, like, fucking tug of war ripping the fucking car in half.
It's the all-wheel drive.
But... Oh, no.
Shit. Yeah. Well, there you go. So... I think that's probably the meme of choice. Oh, man. All right. Well, do you want to close this one out, my dude?
Me? I mean, I feel like your intros and fucking outros are...
Well, fair.
Usually I just talk shit through the arse end of it. Like,
All right.
try and make you uncomfortable and that nervous fucking laugh.
Oh,
And
you're
the way that you
succeeding
say
now.
Jesus Christ. Am I? Yeah, good. Good. Do you want to close this out? Nah, I'm just going to talk shit for like 5 minutes.
Good. All right. Well, you guys can yell at us on Twitter. At Viscerus or at Titan. I can't promise that we'll always be active, but absolutely, if you give us a notification, we're going to respond to it because God knows we don't get any other notifications. You can also check out the podcast on major audio platforms, of course, whatever you're listening to it on now, plus Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and the video version is available on YouTube. You can also catch both of our personal channels there, and you can yell at us live at Twitch, twitch.tv/T1TAN5150 or Viscerus TV. I think we need to roll the outro. Get out of here, my dude.
What about Eddie? You didn't even fucking tell Eddie to roll the outro, for fuck's sake.
Roll the outro, Eddie!
Fuck's sake, man. Take 1 week off and you forget everything.
I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
Oh.
All right. We'll catch you guys next week. Cheers, eh?
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Yeah. Fucking Eddie, man. Did Eddie get paid last week? If we're not streaming, does Eddie get paid?
No, fuck him. What do you mean?
I just feel bad. Poor kid working for beer money.
No, he just chills out in his fucking wheelie bin out the back.
It's wheelie bin. Is our editor's just living in
I thought you knew that Eddie lives in a wheelie bin.
Oh, well, I know now.
In my recycling bin, because I'm a fucking scumbag and didn't do recycling, so he's just...
He doesn't talk much. You know, he's not usually one to share this sort of stuff.
Throw the odd piece of, like, paper or cardboard in there for warmth for him. That's it.
Just light it on fire first to make it a bit more exciting.
Flaming Eddies!
Oh, God.